The morning arrives, all of your light karma is replenished. You wake up invigorated by this wave of light karma like going across the world, and you wake up to see that the skull has not replenished its karma. It's still at 2 points of karma.
Mm.
Huh.
Can I start examining the skull with alchemy, the signs, the symbols? Can I also see if there are any symbols on the skull that resembles the writings in this flamel or alchemical?
Okay, so you start to have a look at the skull, and so you see like marks of alchemical products. It's someone's already tried to free what was inside, and it's not. It doesn't seem to match the handwriting of Flamel. Flamel, like as far as you know, last night was the first time Flamel got his hand on this
skull. Yeah,
but like the alchemy of the Hermes has evolved a lot since the time of Flamel, so you might be able to make something to free what's inside.
Free. I'm still confused about the free term. Will it go away or
you don't know, but you might have to provide it with something to exist for a place to exist in, for like either a place or a body. It's going to need to attach to something, because divas can't just exist in an immaterial state without being attached to something material.
Do I know anything that will be at diva's liking, or can it be like inanimate object, or it has to be something that is organic, or
you can roll for astrology if you want.
It is plus bonus, 10 plus bonus.
So you succeed. If the best thing is a body, it could be an animal. It hasn't been done a lot. It could be a human that doesn't already have a diva. It could, but there are also places that have been touched by the light. If somebody with light karma dies in a place, it creates something called a halo, and a halo can be inhabited by the spirit of the diva. So it's those are your options.
Well, I would like to talk to Flamel, Philip, and maybe when Isabel doesn't, it's not here, or she doesn't hear, I will say to Philip, should we ask her to be a vessel for the divas for a moment, if we want to try to free it?
I mean, we could. It'd just be a matter of explaining it in a way that she would understand, and
that's why you have to. Yeah, that's why you have to do it. Yeah.
Just leave it all on me.
You take the role. Next time will be somebody else.
By the way, you don't know how this is going to work, but you normally when somebody does the work in white, the diva becomes the servant to the human, just like which is the reason why Eric right now. Eric is still in control of his character, but sometimes it doesn't always work that way. But normally, if you could try to make the alchemical solution so that she remains in control, but has a diva that's helping her, just like you have divas and archons helping.
That would be ideal. Do you think you can make that work?
Let's talk to her and see if she agrees first, or she understands.
Yeah, that's fair.
Thing that we are telling to her.
Before we implement it. Yeah.
Well, she is aware of Hermes and Hermes, so she must be familiar with the knowledge and things that involves like karma, divas, and archon. Maybe she already have a diva. Can we see her? Aura?
She doesn't have any karma.
Mm. Well, let's ask her. Maybe she is willing to receive some.
She is outside. She's outside drinking some of her tea as the morning sun is rising over the gray roofs of Paris. Pigeons are and she's like throwing breadcrumbs to pigeons, which are like massed around her, and the sun has a giant eye in it that is shining, that has been shining a golden light on the house, like since you've arrived. And
Jesus Christ, that's creepy. I love it.
And she still doesn't seem to notice this. And like as soon as Nicolas Flamel just steps out, like the eye, like you can see the pupil like contracting as if it's like focusing specifically on you instead of the entire house.
Oh my God! I'll walk up to Isabel and go sit beside her. And Isabel, do you think we could talk about something for a moment?
Absolutely, Master Flamel.
So we are working on trying to help whatever entity is within that skull. And we have a couple of ideas, but we need an extra hand.
I'm glad to help.
More of a hand, more of like a body.
Yeah. That is the thing. If we do this, we hopefully will find a way to keep you in control. But if... Ooh, there's a dog. Miss Rebel, she's back!
Yay!
So, what we need is, if perchance our plan does not work, we would require a vessel for this entity.
Does that mean that you want to you want me to become a real Neo Hermes? You want me to become your apprentice?
Shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be a great honor, but have you finished training the other ones?
There's nothing immediate that needs to be done. This right now is the most important, and you are the one I trust most in this situation.
Thank you. I hope that I've shown last night that I am ready to do what it takes for our cause, for the light to win, so that we can enlighten the people. And I will do the same thing and I will gladly take the diva into my body. And honestly, I feel lost a lot of the time in our struggle. I don't always know what the right way is, so I just hope that I can be helpful. I accept. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being willing. This makes things a little easier for us, and hopefully it will not be too much of a burden on you.
We know that the if a diva takes control, the human can still talk in their mind. So as long as I can convince it to still drink some tea, it should be okay.
I'm happy to hear you have such a good attitude about this. Very well. All right. We will get to work, and I thank you again for being willing to this and offering yourself for this.
Usually, with our knowledge of alchemy, we should, like, I should be able to stay in control, I think.
That is what we're hoping to do.
Yeah, getting the diva out is probably going to be harder, but I mean, listen, the Spanish alchemy works really well. Like we have control. The number of problems that we have where the human loses control are very, very rare. I don't know about your French alchemy. I mean, like, seriously, seriously, we are a bit skeptical because you put shallots in everything. Like, it's not. I understand putting it in cooking, but you don't need to put shallots in all of your alchemical solutions. So, but that's the only point where I'm not sure.
So valid. Both I and Philip are just cracking up. Jesus, that's great. And I'll nod, and that fair point. Yes, I mainly just wanted to prepare you in case of the worst happen. I do not think it will happen. I hope it won't happen, but I wanted to make sure you were aware and we had your permission in case if the unplanned did occur. And
you took that risk when you took in the diva. The others took that risk when they took in their diva. I couldn't call myself a neo Hermes, if when the opportunity came for me, I didn't also embrace it. So let's go. Let's do this.
All right.
And she hugs you. And she says, "Thank you, Master Fleming." And she rushes inside.
Oh, I love her. I love her so much. She's so good.
Okay, so
she will betray us, I feel.
Right? She's either going to betray us or she's going to die a horrible, gruesome death.
You think so? You think so little of me. Feel.
Yes.
You're still outside. You're still talking with Isabelle, and you see that there are people in the street of Paris who are, looking at you, talking to each other, and pointing at you. And, like you go back inside, and you arrive to find that Stefan has just realized something. You don't have all of the alchemical ingredients that you need to perform whatever you would. You're missing key components.
I was expecting that. Yeah.
Well, what do we miss? Something like hard to find?
Yeah. You're missing substances that are difficult to procure. Not expensive, but just rare.
Are there any kind of mystical components or left eye of the Cyclops?
There are no Cyclops entrances, but you get the vibe.
Yeah. Do I know specifics? What do we miss so we can start looking for it?
Yeah, you have a list.
So I will tell them, well, we're missing a few of the key components to proceed with.
Isabelle looks at the list and says, that is a lot of gold, but we could. I think we could get most of this in just a few months. I know some of the labs of the Neo Hermes that were in France. Like on my trip there, I could go back to them and get the ingredients that we need, and we'd have them to complete this in just. We could be done by the end of this year.
I'm not sure we have all that time.
Or unfortunately, fairly
Elizabeth will say, I'm more used to modern toilets, so I want to do that.
Yeah, but by the way...
God, do we even have toilet paper? That's a sad thought.
No,
we have toilet paper.
No, not at all.
Of course we don't. Great.
How it worked in Paris back in the day, as like there's no main sewer thing. People shat in buckets and threw them into the river, or sometimes out of the windows.
Yeah,
that's right. Oh God! Oh, it's so smelly.
You've been here for more than 12 hours, so all of your characters have had to do this. And the streets of Paris smell a lot. Medieval Europe was one of the smelliest places in history.
Like, awful.
Yeah.
Like we
it's not
romanticize it a lot in roleplay games, but yeah, no, it is smelly and just ugh.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I totally forgot about that. God. Oh. And like just to imagine like Philip is just like, oh yes, I get to embody the person that is Nicholas Flamel, the most, like, this is such an amazing experience, and in this body I now have to shit out of a window.
In a bucket.
Right? I'm doing, like, what is the best things a human can ever do, and I'm using my power to shit out a window.
Yeah. But, by the way, talking about, like, disappointing experiences,
a great segue.
Eric, you wake up later than the others, and you wake up with stabbing pains to your stomach.
Oh no!
Great.
Why is that?
Okay, I don't know what exactly I'm supposed to do. Will it eventually pass?
Probably. You're in a body that's having its period.
I understood, yes. I just absolutely have no idea what to do, so guess it will pass.
Okay. You're
I love you. That's amazing.
I just thought that like it would like it's something that happens, and like just I find it interesting that you arrive in those bodies and like some of you are wholly unprepared to deal with some of those aspects.
Oh, yeah, well, God, and, like, it's bad enough as is, but I'm sure in this time period it's even worse because, like, I mean, there's probably no proper menstrual products, so, like, you're gonna have a hellish week ahead of you, buddy.
Yeah, I've talked with people who know a bit about this in history. One of the reasons women were confined to homes is because, like, without any menstrual products, it was really difficult to go and work during those times because of the pain. And so, like, yeah, you're just having a bad time right now.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh and cheesy.
But you have the skull, so...
But you have the skull. So
what do you do?
Do we want to start a hunt for the items we're needing? Sooner the better.
Well, she said a year. So...
Well, that's an estimated time frame, correct? I would like to assume if we, with our combined knowledge and our motivation, we would be able to really condense that time frame, hopefully more than half. I would hope that we can find some way to find these items, unless there's a way to get the job done without this particular ritual, but I think this is the way to do it, unless I'm just completely oblivious to something obvious.
Nicholas Flamel was really rich, so I didn't mention this before, but Philip, you have a pouch like that is full of gold coins. Okay. And it might be possible to buy some of those ingredients in Paris. Some of them, it might not, like, it might be very difficult to find them unless if you have a lab, an alchemical lab that is more well supplied.
Okay.
And Isabel tells you this is the best well supplied lab for Neo Hermes in Paris.
Okay, well, that's something. Okay, so we can go on a shopping trip, see what all we can procure from the places here, and see what is not carried, and hopefully find a way to create it ourselves, procure it, harvest it, whatever it may take. I say we just start with the easy route first, though, and have a shopping episode.
Okay.
Are all those items like? Will this bring us to some kind of black market, or I'm not sure, some shady
That's a good
people?
question.
It's if you have the domains that relate to the black market, you could try to use your influence to get inside of these.
No, I'm just curious because when I see that alchemical list and I try to figure out,
a lot of these ingredients, it might be able to procure them totally legally, but yeah, some of them it might take more time than you have. You don't know how long verses can take, but so far, you know that the estimates that most verses last just a couple of days. Some of them are just 24 hours or less, but you know that there's a time limit after which the story just stops.
Well, my question is, are those kind of all, or are, let's say, minerals or some kind of mixtures? So maybe we can even go to some, I don't know, there is not much science at the moment.
Can you roll for science alchemy, please, Stefan?
Yeah, no problem. It's somewhere science, yeah. 12.
Okay, you succeed. You are certain that you will be able to get the ingredients you need if you find the lab of a Hermes, and you know that and Isabel mentioned that there is one in the prison of the Palace de la Cité, but that could be difficult. But you have I just want to say there are multiple ways to solve this adventure. It's not just it's for you. I'm just. There are multiple paths. There are multiple ways. You could also try to make the ritual to free the Deva without those ingredients, but you will take penalties for ingredients that you're missing. So right now, there's some that you could get through the normal market. There's some that you could get through the prison. There's different things that you could do. For example, having found a host already reduces one of those penalties.
Okay.
Okay. So going into the viper's nest is one of the options. I'm not sure we can go there like this because they know who we are. They know.
Exactly.
We can ask Isabel. Isabel was not apprentice of Lamel, right?
No, she wasn't supposed to be.
She is now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if we can find some Flamel's books or something like that that will tell us where he was getting his supplies, if he did at all.
Like through the trade in Paris. It's just that some ingredients can okay. So basically, she because of the war that's going on, some trade routes are closed, which means that some ingredients are much harder to procure
That makes
than
sense.
they normally would be.
Mhm.
There is a knock on the door of the place you're staying at.
Ooh.
Is there a way to see who's at the door without opening the door?
Yes, there's
People or a window.
There's a window. Yes, you can see this person standing in front of your door, and she is wearing a sort of like fancy official-looking vest, and she like her clothes look not like their royalty. It looks more like a uniform. But and you're going to need, if you have the domain history, you can roll for erudition, or if you have the domain French, you can roll for erudition to know what this could be.
I have a history, so...
And I have French.
Okay.
Erudition, endurance, erudition...
Pisces,
yeah,
all the way
Pisces,
down.
probably, yeah. Here is for history. 18.
This is the uniform of someone working for the crown. More specifically, you recognize that this is the uniform of tax collectors of the time.
Oh shit. Well,
hello.
You open the door?
How did she find us here? Man.
we're just visiting every building. Do we want to let her in? Because I feel like it'll be okay. Are y'all cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see what...
Okay. I let her in.
Okay. You open the door and she steps in saying, "Ah, Master Flamel, I have been looking everywhere for you. Finally, okay. There are rumors in the streets since last night that you have created the Philosopher's Stone, the way to turn lead into gold, and the fact that you have bought places like this and given them to the people have fueled those rumors. Now, I wanted to be the first one to talk to you, for I am a servant of the crown, and I must tell you, in this time of war, the people are the first to suffer, because all of the food has to go to the French armies. If you have something that could provide the King of France infinite wealth, creating infinite gold, you could appease the troubles of the people. I'm telling you now, the rumors do not seem like they will die down. It seems they're fueled by French imagination. And
it's the nature of rumors.
Especially in the capital. So, I wanted to ask ask you if you could tell me about the nature of your alchemical works, and just if we could reach an agreement. I'm sure that the King of France would be very reasonable with sharing such an infinite wealth.
Man, she knows a lot for
Oh boy. Oh boy. That's just a lot to swallow.
Yeah.
And I actually do have this, like it isn't just a rumor, is this legit, or do I even know?
As I mentioned, you have like this bag of gold, but the Philosopher's Stone, the ability to transform things into gold, is a metaphor for the work in white, the work in black, and the work in red.
So people just took it above and beyond. Okay.
Because basically because the Hermes have been hiding that have been hiding it inside of a metaphor for decades, and now it's just people think that it's related to wealth.
They take it a little too literally.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay.
I told you the false rumors of Nicolas Flamel's wealth being associated with him being an alchemist, despite the fact that in real life he had nothing to do with alchemy. We're going to be a plot point, so here it is.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait, it sounds like I have this, but I'm pretty sure Nicolas Flamel, never actually did this. Did I, just totally zone out on my own history? Okay. So, sitting and chatting with her. I appreciate you coming to me directly. To be quite honest, is not at a place to be used, especially to that extent. Rumors right now are greatly exacerbated. Things are not as far along as people make it out to be.
The rumors are going to continue, and I found that people were talking of having seen you enter this building and having seen you here this morning. People are going to keep knowing where you are as long as those rumors exist, and I will not be the last tax collector to come to you for this.
Okay. Ugh. That is inconvenient as hell.
Do I know from a history and alchemy if the king has some kind of official alchemist or?
The king does not. The king does not have any official alchemist. The king is Charles VI, and the king doesn't have a lot because of his recurring mental health problems. The power is actually in the hands of his 4 uncles.
Mm. But they have a court or a palace or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figuring out who is feeding the king all those rumors about alchemical stone. And,
if the rumors are making it easier for people to find Flamel, there's 2 groups in particular that you think might be at the source of those rumors.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to stomp him out. Oh, God. Well, in the meantime, I can assure you that these rumors are unfounded. They are not accurate of anything I'm currently possessing, and I have other things to work on aside from such a impossible feat. While I wish I could claim it as my own, it is not yet mine.
I understand. Listen, if any of this changes, you can find me at the Bureau of Taxes. Ask for Laurence Minier, or the only woman working there.
If perchance I were to find the secret to infinite wealth, you will be the first I tell.
Do you mind if I use this moment to have a look around and try to establish your wealth based on this being one of the places you own? There's like the trap door to the underground lab with like purple smoke coming out of it, like just behind you.
Perhaps another day. I have house guests over who are not prepared for this.
Roll for persuasion.
Okay. Oh God. Oh no. Oh shit. I'm just lying through my teeth.
She says, I will be back, Mr. Flamel. And she gets up and she says, with a paper signed by the king that will allow me to search this place.
Oh, fuck.
And she leaves.
This is going great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she leaves through the door, and you can see that a small crowd of people have amassed outside and are pressing themselves. Some of them are pressing themselves against the window, and the others are talking to each other.
Oh my God.
And you hear your name being mentioned multiple times. And in the crowd, you notice a person wearing a black hood over their face that just stays for 5 seconds and leaves.
Are there curtains on the windows?
Yes.
Yeah, there probably wouldn't be, I guess.
Yes, there are curtains.
Okay.
Yes.
If there are, then I go up to wherever people are pressed up and I just look them dead in the eye and just close the curtains in their face. Just as a nice, quiet, fuck you.
Perfect.
I do that to anywhere I see a face pressed against the window. Just make direct eye contact and shoot.
Okay. Hi everyone, and thank you for watching this video. If you want to be a part of this story, we are currently looking for more players and game masters to play new games in this setting and on this channel. You can also be a part of the story by having your face added to the cast of characters. I draw all of the images for this game, and you can commission me to make you into an NPC. If you like the style and you want a drawing like that of yourself, or if you want to contribute to the project, you can contact me through the links in the description. Finally, if you want to keep up with all of the adventures on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so you can get a notification each time we upload the next episode of this story. And it would be very nice of you to like and share the video to help this channel grow. Have a nice day, everyone.